Mark Willis is a corporate CEO who had his life turned upside down when his wife Cindy was diagnosed with breast cancer. A lot of you know what that's like. His personal journey is a powerful narrative of love, resilience, and unwavering support. No matter how prepared you think you are, a cancer diagnosis is always life-altering. Please welcome Mark Willis.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, everyone. I'm truly honored to have an opportunity to talk to you this afternoon. And I want to share, I'm very comfortable with public speaking, and yet sharing this story requires a lot of courage for me. And so, uncharacteristically, I wrote a speech so that I can get through this story. I want to thank my dear friend Peggy Conert for asking me to speak at this luncheon. Peggy, I adore you. I respect you at the highest level, and I so appreciate the opportunity to share our story. Thank you. I also want to thank the organizers of the Nancy Owens Breast Cancer Foundation and this luncheon, and I am honored to speak with you today. So we gather here this afternoon to honor a remarkable woman who was a legend in Houston real estate. I grew up in Houston, and I am a second-generation real estate broker. My mother got her broker's license in 1954, when you didn't even have to take a test to get a real estate license. And yes, she was 42 when I was born. She went into real estate sales and put me through the University of Texas with the income that she made selling real estate. In her first full year in the business, in 1979, she sold $14 million worth of real estate. So I had quite a role model. And of course, we knew Turner Owens and Nancy Owens, having grown up in Houston. So my respect for Nancy Owens is indescribable. I want to share with you that in honoring Nancy, I want to make sure we also acknowledge the countless women, the mothers, the sisters, the daughters, the friends, and every bit as importantly, the survivors of cancer. I cannot describe my respect for anyone who's diagnosed with cancer who conquers this awful disease. I want to share with you that this is where I'm going to need a little courage. For me, this cause is deeply personal. My wife, who was my best friend, who I had the absolute privilege of loving for 33 years of marriage, passed away a mere 5 months after being diagnosed with breast cancer. Her diagnosis came in at stage 4. She had a mammogram every single year. I haven't had a physical in 25 years. Since before my daughter was born, she went every year. She was absolutely disciplined about having a mammogram. She had a mammogram, by the way, just 6 months before her mammogram that resulted in a breast cancer diagnosis. Now, let me tell you about cancer for a minute. My wife had complained of back pain for 10 years before the breast cancer diagnosis. She had every sort of, we went to Cedars-Sinai, we went to the Mayo Clinic, we went all over the country. We were privileged, we could do it. When she was diagnosed, the doctor told us this cancer has been in her body 20 years. And I said, I'm so angry. Why did the medical profession not find the cancer? And I was told that even though the cancer's origin was in the breast, that once it gets in your bloodstream, that cancer goes on the hunt for a willing host in the body. So it started as breast cancer. It found her bones. And it traveled through her entire skeletal system, where she complained of back pain for the 10 years before her diagnosis. The day she passed away, there was a tumor the size of a small watermelon on her back, protruding. My daughter, will you please stand up, Bird? This is my beautiful daughter. So proud of the amazing young lady that she is. She is the image of her mother. She was 20 years old, turned 20, when Cindy had been sent home to die after 3 months of treatment. She was just 20 when her mom died, 7 weeks later. That's a loss no child should ever bear. And it's a journey no family can be prepared for. I'll tell you, in the blink of an eye, we found ourselves in the fight of our lives. And I'll tell you, for me, I pride myself on being able to fix things. I don't know if anybody else has that addiction. I really like to be the person who knows how to fix everything that goes wrong in my life. This is the first situation that I could not fix. And I have such deep emotion because of the fact that I could not fix it. It was the hardest thing I've ever experienced, and it's still the hardest thing. I can imagine all the families and what they go through, and the uncertainty of a cancer diagnosis, and the turmoil that throws your life into. I'll tell you, my personal trainer, I wish I had her photo I could put up on a screen, who is a remarkably strong woman, was diagnosed with breast cancer at 44 years old, just about 8 weeks ago. And she just has started chemo. She's lost all her hair. She's no eyebrows. She's no eyelashes. And she sends me a picture from the chemo chair. And she does like this. And she says, I am strong because of you. It's the greatest privilege I have. I want to tell you something about our family journey, though. During the 5 months that my wife was alive following her breast cancer diagnosis, she showed me the meaning of true grace. In spite of the pain and the uncertainty, She never relented. She never gave up. She found joy. She found strength. And she was still the person I fell in love with at 18 years old. Her courage in the face of the odds that she was given was nothing short of extraordinary. It's that courage, Jennifer talked about it earlier, it's that courage that I carry with me today as we fight with every bit of passion we have against breast cancer. This isn't just about remembering the people that we've lost. This is about the ones we can still save. I want to be real clear about that. When they sent Cindy home to hospice, I was sitting around our big outdoor 12-person dining room table on the Guadalupe River in New Braunfels with 3 doctors, all close friends. And I said, I'm so angry at the medical profession. And they shared with me that oncology isn't really that good at cancer detection. So we created a foundation called the Willis Family Foundation, and we raised quite a bit of money. And we're investing that into research for cancer-sniffing dogs because the doctor who's one of my closest friends and was the radiologist who diagnosed Cindy said to me when I said, I'm so angry at the medical profession right now. Cindy's been sent home. She won't accept that she's dying. And they tell me it's been in her body this long. He said, well, oncology actually is not as advanced as dogs are. So we created the Willis Family Foundation to help with funding research in honor of my wonderful Cindy, Bird's wonderful mother, Cindy, to conduct research on advancing canine cancer detection. They said a dog would have been able to sniff out the cancer 20 years before the medical profession found it. And my wife loved dogs, just like my daughter and I love dogs. And if you go to willisfamilyfoundation.org, you will see that she's surrounded by dogs. And we have the story there, so I won't keep going with that. But we're very passionate about also supporting other foundations for breast cancer awareness and that stand for what I like to call conquering cancer. And it is an honor to support this wonderful foundation in this great city of Houston, which is unlike any other city in the world. It's a melting pot of the most beautiful souls, and it has a warmth and a beauty and a grace about it that is unrivaled, and it's peerless. And so it's a great honor to support this foundation. And I want to say that in closing, my daughter and I are here today to present the Nancy Owens Cancer Foundation with a check for $10,000. And so when I get off this stage, somebody better come take that from me because I lose paper and objects with great ease. Come on, Terry. Here you are. Oh. Yes. What an honor it is to support your foundation, and a complete honor to be able to speak at this event And the one thing I would say that my hope would be is that if you have it in your heart, Peggy and I talked about it this morning. We don't like paddle up. You've been to auctions, they're paddle up. It puts pressure on people to donate. I think that donating should come from your heart. But if those of you in this room have this feeling in your heart that this is something you are inspired to share your financial resources with, there's no better cause. So open your hearts, and if your hearts are willing, open your checkbooks. And let me say that Terry, thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm going to close and just say that in some way, this opportunity to speak at this event brings closure to me. I need closure. I won't ever get it. I won't ever be the same. Life will never be the same. And yet, I will always have the opportunity to honor the remarkable woman I married, because she was an angel. And so, thank you, everybody. I believe that I've probably gone beyond my time to speak, and I just want to say what an honor and a pleasure it is to have a chance to share our story. Thank you.
Mark, thank you so much for sharing those words. And what you shared with us is how wonderful Cindy was. But more than that, you also shared how powerful she is in her passing. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. And Mark, by the way, we want to apologize. When you came to town, we heard you were greeted with some Houston traffic. Nothing we can do about that. Okay, UT, what year did you graduate?
1983.
Oh, we were there at the same time. I remember you. All right, thank you so much.